Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We appreciate you tuning in. Today we've got a special guest here with us from Cimarron Trailers President, Ben Janssen. Ben?
It's fun to be here today, CJ.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us today. So, Transwest and Cimarron have worked together for quite some time. I know longer than I've been around, but you've been involved with Cimarron for quite a while and worked with Transwest a long time, and it's been a great relationship.
It's been a great relationship, great partnership. Transwest has been a Cimarron dealer now for a little over 19 years. I've been with Cimarron 19 and a half years. Been in the industry now 25 years this summer. Time flies by, but I've worked with Andrew Lyons, General Manager, for almost 25 years now, through a couple different relationships. But Cimarron and Transwest has been phenomenal partners through the years, and we've got some numbers to look through later today, but it's fun to see the growth, and you guys make us better. The ideas that you share and the feedback you get from customers and working on trailers and seeing different brands and sharing ideas with us, it's been a great relationship and looking forward to several years ahead.
Absolutely, and like you said, partnership. I mean, I do like that term, just because, and we love working with Cimarron Trailers because we get customer feedback. We put our 2 cents in, we pass it along to them, and you guys are so willing and so eager to, hey, how do we make the next trailer better? How do we improve? Right. How do we design these trailers better? How do they function better? And I give you guys so much credit on that aspect of it.
Well, I appreciate that, but it takes all of us working together. We got a great team back at Cimarron in Oklahoma and also in Kansas, but from the engineering staff to buying materials and purchasing to the guys on the floor building it and figuring out how to get them through. But then the feedback we get from your shop when you're working on trailers, whether they're brand new or whether they've been on the road a few years, but all that feedback, and then using the trailers. You're a cattle guy and use trailers, and Andrew and his family, they use trailers, and several of us at Cimarron too, we use the product. So it's fun to be working with a product that we can use ourselves and also get customer feedback, and also always try to figure out how to make the next one better. It's a fun environment that we have.
Absolutely. So we're on to 25 models now.
Yep.
We've been producing them for a few months now. What's kind of new on those?
We've got a few updates on the 25 models. We've got some new technology that we've included this year, which is some feedback from you guys as well. We have the RedArc battery chargers, now standard with any trailer that has a battery on it. So that's really some new technology out there that helps take that power, that 12-volt power from the tow vehicle, and get the correct amperage, the right charge to the battery on the trailer. So that's standard. We started incorporating those this summer on any trailer that has a battery. So these 2 trailers here have batteries with the hydraulic jacks, and so the RedArc is now standard. We've done some window upgrades with our supplier. Instead of using an ambidextrous window that could be used on the driver's side or passenger side, we've gone to ones ordered specifically, and that probably doesn't mean a whole lot to a lot of people, but it also helps with any leak issues that we've had in the past. We solved that problem. So some other little subtle things, but again, our 25th anniversary will actually be in February of next year. We're excited about that. Started producing the 2025 models in May when we make our model year change, but looking forward to being in business 25 years, and it's gone fast, and it's been exciting to see the growth that we've experienced, and we're very blessed as a company. We've got great dealers. Transwest, major dealer for us, but great dealers across the country, great customers, and I've been there long enough now, thankfully, and hopefully a long time in the future, that we're building people's 3rd or 4th or 5th trailer for them, and it's fun to see that progress through the years too, and to have multiple repeat customers through the years.
Absolutely, got a lot of trailers on the road.
We do. By February, by the time we're 25 years old, it'll be 17,000 trailers on the road.
Fantastic. So, yep. Now this video here, normally we'll walk you through an actual specific, trailer itself and show you all the cool features and benefits on them. But on this one here, we wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit. We wanted to kind of walk you through and show you how these Cimarrons are constructed and why not. We got Ben here. We got some cool little toys back here that we're going to show you, but yeah, let's take a peek at how these trailers are constructed, and we'll point some stuff out for you.
Yep. So it's fun to think back on where Cimarron started at 25 years ago, the original extrusions. Some of those are still the same today, and then we've added several extrusions through the years, through designing different product lines to changing body lines, say with the side slat material. But there's some of our extrusions that were, from 24 years ago are still what we use today. But then again, we've added and increased through the years. So we'll start out with some of the foundational things. The main structure, the main T-beam of the trailer, you really don't see this on the trailer itself, but this is our standard is a 9-inch tall, 1/4 inch thick, what we call our T-beam. We also have another version that's our heavy duty T-beam. This is something we designed probably 15, 16 years ago. We know that anytime a trailer gets over 30 feet, if it has a slide out, if it has a side ramp, we need more structure where we're gonna have longer trailers, where we're gonna have big holes basically in the frame. So this heavy duty T-beam, it's taller, it's 11.5 inches tall. It's also thicker down here. It's 3/8 basically from the floor down, then it has this structural angle built into it. But just comparison, we've got our standard, then our heavy duty T-beam. Again, why is that important? Well, this is the structure of the trailer, your main rails that tie to the axles. Now from this is where we start building up. We have our flooring, which this is, I think, our 4th version of our flooring. This is what we call our V-hollow floor. I think we came out with this in about 2017, 2018 timeline. And our flooring runs across the trailer. And this is the same floor you get on every Cimarron trailer, whether it's a 2-horse bumper pull or a 10-horse or a 40-foot long trailer with living quarters. This is the flooring. I always tell people that, this is what your animals are riding on, it's what your cargo is riding on, so it's gotta be a stout floor. The way ours are designed, they tongue and groove together, so that builds that I-beam in the floor. So these are 12-inch wide pieces. When we build that floor, that creates that I-beam, so it builds strength in our flooring. Again, this runs across the trailer. This V-hollow design, it costs us more to make this than what we've done in the past, but that actually builds basically a tube every 12 inches underneath the floor. So once we weld this to that T-beam, kind of give you a side view there, those V's are welded on each side and the I-beams are welded. That floor is completely welded. That builds a solid foundation for your animals to ride on. And if you think about a horse's hoof, the horse's hoof is going to be 5 to 6 inches in diameter. That hoof is always riding over support, versus some of our competitors in the industry, they use an I-beam floor with then just aluminum sheets on top of it. The closest I've ever seen those I-beams is 9 inches. Most of them are 9 to 12 inches apart, but over time you get dips between those I-beams. Our floor is built solid where you're always gonna have support where those horses are gonna be riding.
Yep. And I always like, whenever I'm talking to a customer, doing a video, I always like to use the example of when you're building a house, you got to start off with a foundation,
yes.
and it's got to be a solid foundation.
Yep.
And that's what you get when you have a Cimarron floor.
Yep.
And like you said, you get those pits in there, and with aluminum, you have to worry about urine being acidic. And when you have those pits, that's where that urine can eventually collect,
right,
and just sit there, and it'll start to corrode at that floor. All these all aluminum trailers, you have to care for their floors. That's just the way it is.
That's the way it is, and it's been that way from the start of aluminum trailers.
Yep.
My family back in the in the 90s, when I was a kid and in high school, we had it wasn't a Cimarron because the Cimarron went around, but a different brand of trailer that had just that slick aluminum sheeted floor.
Yeah.
And we weren't aware that those mats had to come out, and sure enough, there got dips and it got pitted, and long story short, we had to have that floor plated.
Yep.
And then mats put back in it. But we darn sure know to pull those mats out now. But with an extrusion, it's also a different alloy, aluminum alloy, compared to an aluminum sheet. So when we design these extrusions, we also choose the alloys. And I know I'm probably getting down in the weeds of engineering here, but it is important that this is a 6000 alloy extrusion, 6005A actually. Aluminum sheet, even a marine grade sheet, is going to be a 5000 alloy. So as you go down in alloy numbers, other aluminum sheet may be a 3000 alloy, but that marine grade is 5000. This is an extrusion. So as your alloy number goes up, it's less corrosive. So extrusions are better than aluminum sheets, long story short, for the flooring.
And because you guys have the double tongue and groove where it locks in, some competitors might even have just a single, which allows it to have a little bit more flex.
Right.
Where you have the tongue and groove high and low.
Yeah. So we've got competitors that just have one in the middle that allows flex. Ours locked together, top and bottom, and then we also weld underneath here at specific points across that trailer width to tie those together.
Yep, and that's where you get that nice solid foundation we were talking about.
So get that rock panel.
We got our buffet here.
Our buffet parts, but it's fun. So another piece is our rocker panel. This is what is also a running board. So again, that tongue and grooves in there, it makes that joint. So all those all those designs are important. I mean,
Yes.
there's tolerances on all these pieces when we have them extruded. This same material can also hook on there and lap, and then it becomes a rocker panel. So there's areas of the trailer, depending on how wide, we're gonna do rocker panels, or maybe there's a step there. And then there's trailers, you know, the 6'10" wides, which we have here behind us, that have the running board. So this material is one of our original extrusions, these two.
You can kind of see the rocker panel here.
Yep.
Because we've got the running board cut off to allow for the fold-up step on this one. But that's what Ben's showing you right there.
Rocker panel, and then it
And
changes
then it flips over. Yep.
to running board, which gives you a nice step up here to get up. So another feature I want to talk about is our wall thickness. So we use all rectangular tubing in our walls. This is our standard. It's 1 3/8 thick and then 2 inches wide. One of the other things when Cimarron started 25 years ago was going to a thicker wall. A lot of our competitors use a 1-inch thick wall, where ours is 1 3/8. And you know, we pay for aluminum by the pound. How we design that shape is what we're doing in the engineering. But if you're paying for it by the pound, let's design it as strong as we can. So this 1 3/8 by 2 inches is actually stronger than a 1-inch by 2.5-inch tube. There's the same amount of aluminum per foot, so it costs the same, but this is a stronger material. If you notice here, we have 2 square edges and then 2 radius edges. And then, so why would we design that? We're building these trailers, are gonna have animals inside of them. So when we use this as a post, the radiuses always go to the inside.
Yep.
That's the cool part about extrusions. All these shapes, we get to design and then own the dies on them. So if we're gonna design it, let's design safety into it also. So you'll see in a lot of our shapes, we have radiuses. Again, we don't want sharp corners. We want to minimize any of that when we're gonna have livestock, horses, cattle, pigs, whatever. So those radiuses matter. We also use 4-inch tube. Still has the radiuses and square edges. So a lot of 4-inch and 2-inch tubing in the sidewalls. We don't have it here in our buffet, but we've actually got an 8-inch and a 5-inch tube. So again, we've designed and added more materials as we've grown and through the years.
And that's where those, just depending on where in the actual stock area, you know, that's where you'll start incorporating different sizes.
Yeah.
If we're dealing with side ramps, if we're dealing with, you know, where the wheel wells are. And I mean, it's nice to have that flexibility.
Absolutely. Those different size tubes allows the engineering department to figure out where do we need more structure. Where, you know, anytime there's doors, there's going to be 4-inch tube. If we have big ramps, we're going to have an 8-inch tube. So really, they look at every trailer that we build. Every one is a unique order, and they actually do sidewall drawings. So we see the pretty trailer here when it's done, but there's actually drawings that go to the shop where to locate every tube in that trailer for structure and, you know, where the features are of the trailer that need those appropriate tubes.
And by you guys having these options, it allows us, when we're dealing with the customers on building these custom trailers, to get a lot of the features and specs that they want.
Yes.
I mean, we could easily just be like, well, no, we can't do that because we don't have that. You know, we can't do it. But because of you guys taking these steps and getting all these options, it allows us to build more custom trailers for the customers.
Right. When we first started in 2000 building Cimarron, and I wasn't there at the time, but when they first started, I think there was 26 extrusions to build the first North Star product line trailers. Today, with all the different things that we build, we have over 120 extrusions. So it's a lot of inventory to keep up. It's a lot of inventory to organize, but it allows us to build a variety of trailers that our dealers and customers are asking for. And it's fun that there's some basics of our trailer that have stayed the same, and then we've evolved and grown through the years too and adjusted. So,
Absolutely.
So we'll talk about our side slat. This is the ribbed panels on the outside of the trailer. This is structure also in it. This is our 4th side slat through the years. Again, this one we designed, I think, in 2017, this body style. We're probably due for a new upgrade in the next few years, but when we designed this one, we spent a year designing this to get it what we wanted. But these also tongue and groove together. So anytime, again, that we tongue and groove parts together, that builds strength in the sidewall or anywhere in the trailer. It also keeps it clean, where you don't see gaps in material. You don't see a lot of welds on the outside of our trailer because those welds are behind the scenes. With this hollow core extrusion, we have 3 areas where it's hollow. We weld on the back side of that. So the heat from that weld is not shown on the outside. So when you look at the trailers, either one of them here have this extrusion on it. You'll see that you don't see any weld burns on the outside.
No.
So, yep.
And then this is that backside. There's those welds that you're
So
they're just pointing out there.
Yeah, our employees are trained to weld in those areas. There's actually die lines in there to help them guide them. But again, with the variety of stock trailers we build, that allows us, we also have a 4.5 inch slat. This is a 9 inch, but the 4.5 allows us to build different air gap, which is really important on the livestock side. We may want to put air gaps down low, or all the different heights of trailers we build, we can adjust that air gap opening size.
And one thing about those, when you incorporate it with your tube, when it lays on there, again, like Ben showed, there's two different versions. You know, up here's the radius, and then that'll actually lay flat. And what I like about that, and when you look at it on the finished product here, you know, you look at a lot of other stock trailers, that's usually where you get to see them, is other stock trailers, because you get to see a lot more of the inside, the guts of the trailer itself, you know, that actual skeletal part of it. This is me having to clean out stock trailers when I was younger, having to pull the mats out and power wash, and that manure would get behind if there was those divots in that extrusion, to where you have it to where it's nice and flush, it's flat. I don't have to worry about all that manure getting back there. I mean, I'd sit there forever at the power washer, and you'd hit it a couple times, and you'd keep seeing it come out the other side, but because of that design.
Right, and our past side slat used to have kind of that concave. And I had trailers that we built back then too, and yes, that was a problem. And again, power washing them, how do we get this clean? So one of the design features when we designed that slat was we wanted a flat back to it. And it really changed the inside appearance of our trailers immediately with that. So, again, trying to make it easier for customers to clean them too. So we'll talk about the rear end of the trailer. We have two different types of rear end. We have, this one has a door jamb built into it. So this is going to be on any trailer with doors. And then this one has the square, but that's for any trailer with gates. So like right here, we've got a stock combo, and we have a horse trailer, and we can walk around these a little bit, but this one's already built in with the door jamb. And so the doors and our door frame will just close over this, and then we have our weather stripping on there. And we could have, you know, we could have taken a shortcut and just had one rear end and added a door jamb just on top of it to weld on, but we incorporated it into our rear frame. So again, nice big radiuses, again, where horses are going to be backing out against that or outside rubbing against it, but every piece of this has been engineered and designed to fit into the trailer. We talk about our doors, and that's one thing that I think is always the selling point on our trailers. I know you guys pointed out here at Transwest too, but I tell people, if you're looking and comparing trailers, look at the things you're going to use every time, and that's, you're going to open and close the door every time you use the trailer. This is the amount of door frame in every door that we build at Cimarron. It's over 6 inches wide complete. On a finished door, you're only going to see this outside 2 inches. The rest of it's covered up with the sheet. But this structure in there is what makes our doors so strong and true. It's going to make it a little bit heavier too. I know our doors are heavier than the competition, but a door is something you're going to use every time you use that trailer. You're getting into a tack room, you're opening up a feed door, I mean, you're loading something in the trailer. So we put a lot of emphasis on how we build our doors.
Yeah, and like you said, they are a little bit heavier. And I always like to point that out to customers. I mean, again, you're opening and closing these doors every single time. They need to hold, they need to hold up, they need to withstand, you know, you actually using them. You know, you don't want to get a piece of paper, a prefab door in your hand. I mean, you know, those doors, I always tell customers, if you get those, you basically need to lock them when you're traveling down the road, because the right bump will get them to pop open. And time again, some customers will actually come around the lot and, you know, hey, can we help you out? And they go, boy, we'd love to look in some of these trailers, but they're locked. We go, actually, they're not locked. It's that good of a seal that, you know, because of the big thick weather stripping you guys use on there, sometimes we have to take a little pressure off the door to open them up, but you know, it's a good solid seal. And I would much rather feel the weight of that door and be able to slam it than I got to baby this door, because you know, it's too light a weight, and we need them to hold up.
We build all of our own doors, you know, in our shop, and there's areas that we could save money, you know, and build a less expensive trailer if we bought pre-made doors. But that's that's not been our route as a company. That's not what our customers want. We can control the quality. We can adjust the size for what we need for whatever application we make. We make a lot of wide doors, like that 42-inch door that we have on both of these trailers. But we can adjust the door size, whatever we need, and build it in-house. And so many trailer companies through the years have decided, well, this part's cheaper, so we're going to buy that, and this is cheaper, that's cheaper. That word is like outlawed at Cimarron. We look for value, but we also look for what's the best long-term for the customer. What's going to hold up? What's going to let that trailer keep working 20, 30 years down the road?
Absolutely.
So we'll talk a second about hinges here. Again, our hinges are our own unique design. This is our extrusion. These are designed to go match right up with our door frame. So that with that L-shaped design on that hinge, it lines up. You can't get that out of square when you build that. So many companies just weld a hinge on here that's flat, and if that employee's not paying attention, you can get those out of square.
Yeah.
The way ours are designed, they're square. You'll notice there's a grease zerd on our hinges. We want these, again, to stay lubricated, not squeak, and be there for years of use. We've also designed a machined brass hinge pin inside of there. This is something that's evolved through the years. It started out just a piece of stainless rod, but this is actually a piece of machined brass, and then we have a grease groove, spiral groove in there. These are not inexpensive. This added money to our hinges, but it built a better product. That groove allows that grease to get all the way to the bottom of that hinge, rather than just sitting on top. So a lot of design just in a hinge.
Yes.
Some of these trailers have 40, 50 hinges on them, so
Absolutely.
It adds up, but it builds a better product.
Yeah.
So.
And it allows the customer to maintain that.
Yes.
And that's what I love about it. It's not just on one end, it's on both. And you put that grease in there and you open and close that door a couple times, and because of that groove, it's wanting to feed that grease throughout that entire hinge. Absolutely.
Yeah. So a lot of work, a lot of design in our doors. Talk about other hinges. We have this tube is used a lot. Primarily it's our divider tube. Again, it has big 1/2-inch radiuses on it. This is what we use to build any of the dividers in the horse trailers, the slant dividers. We build a lot of our gates out of this material. It's designed with this track in there so that our side slat fits right in there, and so it's protected. Other companies, again, they'll just lap that slat on there and you've got that exposed edge, or maybe it just has a flat edge sticking out there. Ours is surrounded, kind of makes a picture frame out of that. So that's protected. Again, whether we're building a divider or a gate, we've got slat in there. We'll talk about hinges also. This is our divider or gate hinge. It's got that big U shaped around it. That will slide right on that. Again, that allows for perfect alignment. So you really can't get that out of square.
Yep.
So similarly, we've got another hinge here somewhere. Oh, we've got an exterior gate hinge. So we've got it here on this gate. So that's an exterior hinge, but it's even built so that it fits perfectly on that radius. So again, we're keeping things square, trying to make it foolproof as we're building them. Again, where other companies may just have this flat edge, just lay it on there, you can get something out of square, but ours is designed to be true.
And that's what Ben was just showing you here. So here's that hinge that ties in, and then there's the extrusion that goes right into it. So like you said, they didn't just lay it right on top, it actually fits directly in there.
Another feature we'll talk about is our roof material. This is one of the big selling points. Another big selling point of a Cimarron trailer is our insulated fiberglass reinforced roof. And this is on every trailer we build. Again, whether it's a 2-horse bumper pull, a big custom trainer trailer. We even put this on our stock boxes for Pete's sake. So this product, it's insulated. Has an R3 thermal value to it. The white, the gel coat here, that's going to reflect the sunlight. Typically, it's going to keep that trailer about 20% cooler than just a standard aluminum sheet roof. Again, we're putting animals in here. A lot of people are hauling them to a show or a competition. We expect them to perform when we get there. And if we can keep those animals more comfortable on that travel, take the stress off of them, they're going to be ready to perform when we get there. Whether it's a rodeo, a cattle show, horse show, a jumping, whatever, they're going to be in a better environment with this insulated roof.
Absolutely. like you mentioned, you even incorporate that on your stock boxes. You guys have made a change recently to your pod lids,
Yes.
to where we're using that material rather than a sheeted aluminum. So you guys incorporate it again through all models, and we can attest to it time and time again, whether it's showing customers, different trailers, different manufacturers, stepping into them in the heat of the summer. You physically tell a difference, and again, we need our animals to be as comfortable as possible whenever we're traveling, and that roof is definitely a big game changer there.
It's more expensive to use this, but again, what's the best value? What are we trying to do? We're not trying to build the cheapest thing we can. We're trying to build a product that's going to get your animals there safely, that you're going to enjoy using, be very functional, and hold its value. The other great advantage of this roof, you can walk on this roof, if you need to inspect it. Hail bounces off of it. We've seen some gigantic hail, baseball size plus hail, that can damage it, but that does a lot of damage to everything, size hail. But you guys here have incorporated the new hail tents, if you will, for a lot of your motorhomes and some of your product. It's a nice shade, but you also can keep your Cimarrons out in the weather because hail doesn't damage them.
That's right. So we've lived through a couple of those hailstorms, and what's nice is we don't have a lot of hail sales on the Cimarrons because of that roof and a lot of these pieces you guys use and the thicker aluminum sheets you guys use. Absolutely.
Talking about sheets, the skin on our trailers is an 050 skin. That's how thick it is. A lot of our competitors use an 040. A lot of the cargo trailer industry uses an 030. I don't know how they get by with it.
Look at it and it'll dent.
It just wrinkles, but that thicker sheet gets us a smooth finish. It doesn't dimple or wrinkle like those thinner sheets do.
Absolutely.
We talked about keeping the animals comfortable and less stress, and we've incorporated that theory, whether it's radiuses, whether it's the roof, whether it's a solid floor, even into our latches. And we started down this path 7-8 years ago of our latches. We've designed these in-house, the extrusions, the bushing, the rods, but we have 3 versions of what we call our AR latch, anti-rattle. These things, they don't make noise. They're very quiet latch. So we have this bushing surrounding the stainless steel rod and then the aluminum extrusion. You'll see these latches in a lot of our gates and our straight load dividers. We have a smaller version that we use for some of the pig gate latches, Showstar latches. Then we have a large 1-inch rod version that we use for our traveling gates. But we continue to find more places to use this design. That is built, where's my divider too? These latches, again, they fit right inside our tubing. So we'll actually mill out a section here for a slot for this handle. Some of them are locking, some of them are not, depending on what the application is, but that all fits inside there. These aren't inexpensive to build, but we feel it builds a better product. We've got some of these that are incorporated into slam latches with UHMW on the top. But a fun project to work on. It's been fun to see that evolve, but forever in the industry, you could buy little spring-loaded latches, but it's metal on metal, and those things squeak and they grind. And a lot of our ideas are inspired from customers. It's inspired from us using things on the farm or ranch, and like a silencer hydraulic chute. One of their claim to fame was making them quiet. You look at all the plastic they've incorporated. So we look at things outside of the trailer industry of how can we build a better product.
Absolutely.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm glad we had all this to kind of walk through and show you guys how these are built. Talk to us a little bit about your warranty.
Great question. Our warranty, we have an 8-year structural warranty on all Cimarron trailers. We have a 3-year hitch to bumper warranty. So really solid out there in the industry with our warranty coverage, and we've got a great warranty department there to help handle any issues you have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hope you guys learned a lot. I know been through a lot at you there, but I hope it also gives you an idea on how these trailers are constructed. It's not just like, hey, let's go out and build a trailer today. There's a lot of thought, a lot of years, a lot of experience, a lot of just usage and getting feedback from customers, and again, personally using them. And ultimately, your goal, our goal is to get you the best product out there on the market. Again, it's been a great partnership, as Ben put it. I like your term better than mine. Relationship, we're partners in this, and we've been at it a long time, and it's been fun. I give you guys so much credit for the standpoint of you guys offer such a wide variety of product lines as well.
You're not just horse trailers. I mean, you guys cover everything from livestock to the small animals. We do stock boxes, we do living quarters, toy haulers. I mean, we about cover everything, I'm pretty sure.
We do. It's been fun to see that evolve. In the early 2000s, Cimarron was about 90% horse trailers and 10% livestock. And from about 2009-10 period on, we really got into the show animal trailers, the show cattle, the show pigs, sheep trailers, the pin trailers, and then later on into the toy hauler market. And even within that, we've seen living quarters get bigger. The integrated pods, more slide outs, the air ride suspensions that we're doing across the board on product now. And you guys are a big believer in air ride too. It's fun to work for a company that we can build almost anything for livestock, horse related, and custom design that product. We build that, we custom build on an assembly line, which creates its own challenges, but it's also, we've got a great team at both facilities, adapting to what that trailer is. We don't production line run stuff. Over almost 90 models of trailers, over 400 options. So start doing all the multiples, and there's not many that get built identical. So.
No, it's pretty amazing. If you make your way down to the facility and just walking down the production lines, you think, boy, it's a production line. I'm going to see 8 4-horse goosenecks on one line and 8 stock combos on the other. Nope. We'll look at a 2-horse bumper pull, and the next trailer will be a 4-horse gooseneck. We'll have a pin trailer. There's big LQs. There's head-to-heads. I mean, it's a variety, and it's always fun. I do enjoy that, walking down and going, oh, look at the build sheet. Oh, that one's ours. That's so and so's. But just seeing the difference, and again, the wide variety of models you guys offer. You guys cover the bases and don't just kind of pigeonhole yourself into one industry. So.
And you guys do you guys represent us across the whole product line. We really appreciate that. You've got the widest variety of inventory to offer, Cimarron customers right here, at your facility here in Frederick. And whether you need a stock box or a custom-made horse, big living quarters, or the using trailers, you've got straight load, slant load. You guys represent our full menu, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's one thing we don't want to pick up the phone and say, nope, sorry, we don't have that. If we don't have it here, we probably have it on order. Or we do a lot of custom builds, which is fun to do with the customers as well. But again, we've tried to bring a lot of that over to our inventory and build them the way that customers want to use them.
Right. And I love the functionality, and we're going to be 25 years old as far as a company early next year. But I made the comment earlier, sometimes we feel like we're the new kid on the block, that we get there every day, and how do we build a better trailer today than we did yesterday? How do we be a better company? How do we be a better employer? That's just kind of the mindset, and we're never going to settle. We just keep getting better. So.
Absolutely. Well, Ben, I appreciate the time and all the information, and we appreciate you tuning in.
Yes.
Again, here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. If you want to talk about a new Cimarron, building one, what do we have on order, ideas, anything like that, we're happy to help you out. Give us a call. That number is 303-684-3400. We appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.